Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So let me pick up on this team environment. Prior to this incident, how many times have all of you met as an agency to discuss new technology that may be a threat to the Capitol or the White House or to other assets? How many times have you all met together prior to this incident to discuss that?
Sir, Congressman, if I can take that individually, I can't say that we've all met frequently at all, but there is a lot of work being done among the federal departments.
Okay, so it's not frequent. So how often? How many times have you done it? Where all of you have gotten together, you're the team. Right. You talk about the team. Now, we know a lot about teams. The Bad News Bears were a team, too, and they didn't do real well.
But Congressman, if I could, our staffs work together.
So have your staffs all been in a room to discuss that prior to this incident? And if so, how many times?
Sir, so first of all...
do you know how many times?
Yes, sir. There's twice a month meetings with our staff.
To discuss the technology and what is different.
Yes, sir. And if I could, I'd like to just take a little... what has been going on, Congressman, is there is a national effort. The National Security Staff has been leading an effort over the last year to look at UAVs in particular, what we refer to as non-traditional aircraft, whether they're gyrocopters, UAVs, or
so you just haven't come up with an answer?
No, sir. I want to.
Well, we can put a man on the moon. We can fly a rover to Mars. Can't we figure out how to stop a postal worker with a gyrocopter coming into the grounds?
Sir, the work that's being done between the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Defense, the Department of Transportation, and recently the National Science and Technology Council fast-tracked looking at technologies that could help. Again,
so when will we have a plan? Admiral, when will we have a plan? You said you're the guy in charge. When will we have a plan to make sure that this doesn't happen in case there is 50 pounds of plastic explosives?
Sir, when we go to closed session, I'll show you what we have, what we're testing, and when it'll be.
I'm not asking what the plan is. I said, when will we have it?
Sir, I need to do that in a closed session.
All right, so let me ask you a different question because the silence is deafening. So if you get together twice a month, your staff, how many times have most of you or all of you gotten together to discuss your responses to this hearing? Did you meet as a group to discuss your responses to this hearing?
Yes, sir, we did yesterday.
So what you're saying is you all got together to discuss your response to this hearing, but yet you all don't get together necessarily individually, your staffs do, to discuss the protection of assets here.
Congressman, we also...
Yes or no?
No, sir, we do at the White House. We have deputy-level meetings. And
so all of you got together to discuss your responses to this hearing? When did you do that?
Yesterday, sir.
Why would you do that? If you were just wanting to be transparent, why would you try to coordinate your answers to this hearing? Are you more afraid of a government oversight than you are in protecting the people?
No, sir, we're not.
So why would you have gotten together to discuss your responses if they were individual responses there?
To talk about some of the lessons we learned, sir.
Talk about the lessons before you testify?
Well,
is that what you were doing?
No, sir.
Preparing your testimony?
No, sir. We were talking.
So none of you prepared your testimony. Mr. Clancy, is that your sworn testimony today that you didn't talk about how you would testify before this hearing?
So we did talk about what we could talk about in an open hearing as opposed to a closed hearing, and we wanted to make sure...
So was there any strategy to those discussions on what you would say and what you wouldn't say in terms of how you would look, Mr. Clancy, before this hearing?
Sir, the discussion was, again, what was could be talked about in an open hearing and what could not be talked about in an open hearing.
Well, my understanding is that it was a lot more strategic than that. Am I wrong, Mr. Huerta? You and I have a good relationship, an honest relationship. Was that discussed in terms of what you would say and what you would not say in terms of response to questions?
No, it was not.
All right, so what was discussed?
I think, as you've heard from these other two gentlemen, it was simply a discussion of what could be said in open versus...
Yeah, what I find very concerning, Mr. Chairman, what I find very concerning is all of you are willing to get together to discuss your testimony before coming here to be honest, and yet the American people expect just honesty, and yet what we have is a coordinated effort to be a stone wall. That's concerning, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.